What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday evening. Another Buckeye victory. More great NFL today. Buckeyes getting off in the NFL per usual. What up, Henderson? But anyway, do me a favor. Hit that like button. If you have not already, please do that. Let's establish that now. Boom. Get out of the way. Get that out the way. Excuse me. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. If you have not subscribed, why not? You here every night. You might as well go ahead and click that button. We're on our goal. We're driving very, very dangerously close to our goal of 37K and beyond. So you could be the one to get us over the hump. Also, we're going to be talking about another massive flip. We told y'all it's flip season. We warned y'all a couple months ago things were going to heat up, and Ohio State was not done, and things were going to start cracking off, and they are. And there's more coming, y'all. And then we're going to do some Purdue game recap as well. And also remember, when you send those wonderful super chats, they always help to go towards the pay it forward, which is our military and our first responders. We're always going to look out for them. Can't talk tonight because we're always going to look out for them because they always look out for us. Nevada, I'm tongue tied tonight. Maybe I'm just too excited about all these commitments.
Yeah, I mean, this has been what a run. I mean, it's not like we didn't tell you this was going to happen, though.
Right.
We talked about this, and there was a time when a very popular take. Let me give you some popular recent takes, just so we can kind of take a walk down memory lane. Larry Johnson has lost his fastball and it's got to go. That was a very,
Yep.
very popular take. Two, the 2026 class was in the toilet, and there was just no bringing that back. And what has happened? I thought we were going to get a bump in the national championship, and our recruiting's fallen off. You know what I'm saying? And now you look back on that, and at the time, we had done our research, we'd done our stuff. We looked at, we're like, guys, I really think. I really loved our defensive line class from last year. I really think the defensive line from this year is going to be great. And I think our recruiting is going to be fantastic. We're going to finish stronger, and all those things have come to pass. So yeah, it feels good when a plan comes together. But it just overall, it's just great to be an Ohio State fan. I mean, what what can't you be happy about with
Right.
recruiting and the team and the individual performance and the academic performance and the just the representatives of the university that these young men are. It's just great to be an Ohio State fan. But today, with new guys jumping on, even better. And again, some more massive flips from some other schools these were the keystone commitments for these other schools, and they're leaving and coming to Ohio State, and we're really happy about it.
Yeah, we're plucking we're not just taking guys that, that's like the bottom of our class. No, we're plucking, crown jewels of other classes. Like we said, we told y'all Ohio State is going to, number one, evaluate senior film. They're also going to circle back and with a, competitive surge like Alabama. We told y'all this. Alabama, Nick Saban specifically was notorious for this. Oh, Alabama, man, they're number 13 right now. And then boom, signing day, 4 5 stars and 3 4 stars, and then they're number one. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying we're going to be number one, but we don't have to be number one. We'll have a very strong top 5-ish class, regardless. Real quick, wanted to give a special shout out to Buckeye Scoop family member Duda. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, Duda. We love you, man. I appreciate all your comments and chats. And, anybody that's a part of this chat is dope because we got the dopest chat on the planet. So wanted to say happy birthday to Duda, Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, look, now, do we know? Are we going to say what birthday it was? Is it like 29 or 27, or like B Moses 24 or something like that, or is
Put
he?
it in the chat if you're bold. Put it in the chat. If not, no pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I get those birthdays, man. When you get the candles under my birthday cakes, and yeah, it's setting off the smoke alarm and everything like that. So I'm not counting anymore. But I had a birthday recently, and yeah, I'm not sure how many more birthdays I'm going to have, but I'm going to enjoy everyone I have, and everyone I have, I'm going to have Ritz crackers in honor of your diet here over the last 5 days. There, B
Oh,
Moses,
good
which
Lord.
Ritz crackers and chicken wings, and that's the breakfast of champions.
Oh man, that is funny. Yeah, I've been battling like stomach bug issues the past few days, and just when I thought I was done, and it pulls me back in, I'm just like, are you kidding me? So I'm like, these past few days, I'm like, man, I'm just trying to train in my home by eating crackers and sipping 7 Up just so I can get on the pod later. Like that's been the plan. So I'm glad I was able to make it. But yeah, so listen, let's get into it. We got to talk about the Purdue game recap, and we got to talk about these flips. So Nevada, I want to serve it up for you. Let's talk about this latest flip that came in today. Big, big, big acquisition. This kid is nice. I'm gonna throw his film up as you are presenting it to the class.
Emmanuel Ruffin, big defensive lineman from Bessemer, Alabama, coming to Ohio State. And, this is the kind of, this is a guy that we had talked about being on Flip Watch. We had Ryan Day out there with the chef hat and the pancake flipper and the whole thing kind of going on. And sure enough, he delivered, came in, big commitment today. And now all of a sudden you start looking at this defensive line class and it's borderline spectacular. I mean, it's a great defensive line class. So with all the hand wringing and with everything else like that, we pull a guy from the deep south that I just think he's just a terrific player. I think he's everything that's emblematic of the guys that we used to never be able to get. The guys that I would always look at these other teams, the Ole Misses and the Georgias and the Floridas and the Alabamas and say, man, why can't we get guys like that? Well, now we got that guy, and this guy is a load, big dude, can rush the passer really well. Obviously, very stout against the run as well. Explosive athlete. Frankly, could play on either side of the ball, but going to be on defense on Ohio State, and just super excited about him. Great pickup for Ohio State. Great job by Matt Patricia. Great job by Ryan Day, but most importantly, great job by Larry Johnson. Big addition for the Buckeyes defensive line.
Yep, and that's why Nevada came through early on with the silly and goofy mocking of the silly and goofy Larry Johnson slander, because he's done nothing but produce, develop. I mean, we get guys, even if we don't get 4 or 5 stars, we're getting guys that are really good. You're seeing it on the field. I mean, we can go on and on and on. The Caden Currys, I mean, like guys that you didn't think were going to do anything. And this kid, yeah, he's top. He's on 123 nationally. Number what? Top 10 D lineman. I mean, he's up there. Like he's like across the board, very highly ranked for those who love the high rankings. He's a dog, and so plucked him from Colorado. Had to say goodbye to Prime. Sorry, Prime. Had to take your boy, but yeah, he's a dog. And I think, like I said, watching this defense and watching, the Tyleek Williams, and I mean, just seeing the development in NFL and what's going on. These kids, like I said, it's all good in the summertime when you're recruiting and making promises about how things are going to go. But it's a whole nother thing when they start seeing the product on the field and the consistency starts to kind of really shake itself out. And you see the Ohio State kind of like rise to the occasion. So, yeah, I'm super excited about this kid. And, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, Nevada, as far as not taking time to appreciate this kid, because you know how it is. When you're in a flurry of commitments, it's like, okay, who's next? Who's next? And like in our little chat, the information that we have, and shout out to Dev and Funky Buck doing work. Okay, these dudes have had information for weeks before stuff happens. All right, they are on it. Okay, I'm telling y'all, them is the guys. And so we know what's about to pop and what's about to crack, and we share with you what we can, but we got more coming, y'all. And it just puts a big smile on my face. But for right now, Nevada, this kid, I want to make sure we sing his praises because he's a certified dog.
Well, yeah, and I'm again, I'm biased, but I completely agree with you about Funky and Devin. Those guys know what they're talking about. They remind me of a young Nevada buck 25 years ago when it comes to recruits. I mean, they
Yeah.
got the eye of the tiger, man, and they are on it. So if you like recruiting stuff, and recruiting stuff for me, got it's hit and miss and stuff kind of changes instantly. It's hard to keep on top of it. But if you want to stay on top of it, listen to Devin, listen to Funky because those guys are dialed in on the recruiting stuff. They got the contacts, man, and they're doing work, and I'm really, really proud of those guys and glad that they're on our team. Um, but this, I want to go back to Ruffin just for a second because I've got a friend of mine who's he's follows Colorado football religiously. Probably runs the biggest website for Colorado football. Not that there's huge websites for Colorado, but he runs the one. And he said this is the crown jewel of the to your point. This is their best recruit. So
Yeah.
this is taking their best recruit, and how far has Prime fallen? Oh my goodness! I mean, we knew that the fall would be precipitous, but you know, I wasn't quite sure if it was going to be this. I wonder, does this mean that they're going to take Shiloh's or whatever Sanders' the number
Banner.
off yeah, banner off, is retired his number or do whatever they're going to do with it? But I mean, that guy came in, and I know there's all the excitement about him coming to Colorado, but he's going to leave just a smoking hole there, dude. It's going to be worse than when he got there, and that's hard to believe that that could actually happen. But yeah, no, this is their best recruit. We got him, and I'm just like I said, I'm excited for the kid. I think Ruffin's going to be just a great player at Ohio State, but I'm excited for Larry Johnson just to shove it
Yeah.
up the nose of all the people, all the haters, because a lot of people just were throwing dirt on his grave, and it became very fashionable to do it. And we weren't defending him just out of thing. We were defending him because, like, when you talk to the players, when you talk to the parents, when you talk to the staff, they're like, Larry's the man. And we just won the freaking national championship on the back of our defensive line.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole team victory, but the defensive line certainly played a part in that. And he's the coach. I mean, he's the guy, he's the man. So, I didn't quite understand all the vitriol being, directed his way, but this is a really good day for him. And if you're an Ohio State fan, it's a really good day for you because Ruffin is just an enormous get.
Definitely. Right. It's just the hate for him was irrational. It was silly. I think honestly, he just took a lot of bullets as we've been navigating through the NIL and the changes and these diva, recruits, and it's just like he was getting the main brunt of the arrows being slung because people's frustration with trying to navigate through the process, in my opinion, is just like he was the whipping boy, especially if it was his position. I mean, for his position, for those recruits. But again, it's just like, dude, he's the greatest D line coach ever, and these families, the coaches, the players, they love him, and he keeps showing. Every time you think you knocked him down or you're going to get him to retire, he's done. Here we go again. You're seeing development. You're seeing recruits come in. You're seeing it's just like he won't go away, and I'm thankful that he won't go away because he's great. And so, yep. I mean, that's really much all I can say about that. But very, very happy about this kid. And so again, I'm trying not to not appreciate this, but I gotta be honest about it. I'm excited about everything else that's coming to down the pike. It's just, what I'm saying? Recruiting isn't as what it used to be, but it's still exciting to know that the players we got coming in, are good. You know they're really good, but you also know they're good culture guys. If we're taking them, if we're pursuing them, they've been selected. They're not just good, but they're culture guys. So I'm just excited about what we got coming, man.
Well, I mean, and let's not, we got another 2026 commit coming any moment now. It could be today, could be tonight, could be tomorrow, could be whatever it's going to be. But we won't. Are we going to give the name? I think we just give the name. We just say Legend Bay. Legend Bay is going to be the next member of the Ohio State recruiting class. So if you're a recruit, Nick, and you got your 2026 roster out there, just pencil Legend Bay in there, man. And Legend's a kid that's being recruited by Carlos Lachlan as a running back, but he's a quarterback. He's a very proficient quarterback. He wants a shot at playing quarterback, but this guy is absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of athletes that if you like guys that can kind of light up the scoreboard, that can kind of turn it around, Legend Bay is the guy for you. Tennessee commitment. Um, I'm very excited about this one. I can't wait to get this one into the barn. But this one could happen in any minute right now. This could break, literally as we're on the trip. But you watch this guy. I mean, he is cooks out there.
Yeah.
Would I hate him at quarterback for Ohio State? No, that's my dream. He's my dream kind of quarterback at Ohio State. Will Ryan Day take him? I'm not sure, but I'm telling you, as a running back, as a guy with the athlete with the ball in his hands, he is unbelievable. And Legend Bay will be the next member of the Ohio State 2026 recruiting class. Another huge get coming right down the pike.
Yeah, I love this kid. I paused it because did y'all just see that play? Look at this play. Pressure, steps up in the pocket. Look how he flings this. Do you see that? Jumps up and throws it to the man, and he scored. So watching this kid's film, that was obviously impressive from a quarterback standpoint. But just as a runner, this dude is a dog. I mean, he has like reels on IG and TikTok of him just embarrassing cats. So look at that. He's a dog. So yes, I'll take him and just figure it out. He's 5'10. He's not like, tall. The chances of playing quarterback here, who knows? But he has skill. He has good ball placement. Maybe he could be another young Troy Smith. Troy was what, 5'10, 5'11? I mean, either way, get him on campus and let him cook. This dude is a dog. Absolutely. And his name is dope too. I love great names. Legend Bay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Nevada, I'm with you, man. This could happen any day within the week. We shall see how soon. But again, this is another kid. I'm trying to celebrate Emmanuel Ruffin because he's a beast. But this kid right here, man, this is what I'm talking about right here, Nevada.
He's not, if you have another baby, you're gonna name him Legend Moses.
Legend Moses would be incredible.
L Moses. Come on,
that would be powerful. Legend Moses. Like, how could you not be great? How could you not be a 5-star at something?
You'd be born to be great at that point, or something like that. And then he'll probably end up playing like the sousaphone or something like to be the greatest sousaphone player of all time, or something like that.
At least he'll dot the I or something.
Exactly.
That's still legendary.
Little B Moses knowledge there. It's like it's not a tuba, it's a sousaphone out there. B Moses knows knows his marching band trivia. They can't get it past B. I love it.
Yeah, man, that's dope. But this kid, yeah, I love him. So come on up to Columbus, big fella, or little big fella, whatever. He's a dog. Great vision, speed, burst, physical. I mean, yeah, man, I'm excited. All right. Again, I don't want to just break my arm patting ourselves in the back here at Buckeye Scoop, but we told y'all this was coming. All this was coming. Fret not, my friends. It's happening. It's happening now. So anyway, Nevada, anything else about this before you transition to some Purdue recap?
Well,
you still there, brother? Oh, there you go.
There
you go.
Dude, I am still. This mute button is like just giving me all sorts of problems right there. I think it's because I got the Ritz crackers thing on my fingers, and I can't push the button with the Ritz crackers.
And it's just sliding
with that with the debris because they're kind of greasy. You know what I'm saying? But that grease is kind of good. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I kind of like that on there. But yeah, it's my fingers slide and run off the mute button. No, I love being Alabama in recruiting, man. I used to hate it every year when they come in late and they'd be like sitting there. They're like, "Oh man, this is the year Alabama's really slipping," and all of a sudden it's just like bang, bang, bang,
Right.
bang. They just come in. They're like the barbarians, and they just like grab all these great recruits. And now we're the barbarian. We're the barbarian horde, just kind of flaming through these cities and just grabbing the best recruits
right now.
we are the Dothraki. We're the Dothraki horde, just with dragons and everything like that. We're just going through, just blazing everybody, and man, I just love it. I just can't stop smiling. It's just, it's so great to be on. I mean, let's talk about Purdue. Let's talk about the Purdue game. We went into the Purdue game, and the Purdue game was a classic. They sent the message to the players very early that this was a scrimmage. They might as well, like I said, they might as well just put up a sign saying, "The guys, we are scrimmaging right now. We're going to start Ian Moore at right tackle. We're going to play Gabe Van Sickle at right guard. We're going to play Riley Pettijohn. We're going to play Mylan Graham." You know what I'm saying? Like they were just throwing fools out there. And when that happens, the players know. The players aren't stupid. They're like, okay, the coaches aren't taking this thing too serious. It'd be like if Ryan Day came out there and he was wearing like duck feet or something like that, or deer antlers or something, and people like, I don't think Ryan's taking this all that seriously today. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what the way the game was being played. but they still went out and comfortably cruised and went out there one. I wish they would have covered just so they could say that they exceeded expectations again, but they gave up that meaningless, backdoor cover touchdown against these, second and third stringers, and
Yeah.
didn't cover the spread. But um, I mean, what a dominating performance! Like these in years gone by, these would be games that we'd be talking about. The dreaded trap game, or are we going to overlook
Right.
them? Are we going to play down to the opponent? Or I mean, this is a team, Purdue, that had gone into Ann Arbor the week before and lost 21-16, and darn near won that game. And we just went out there and just systematically dismantled them, um, despite having a 75-yard touchdown run called back, despite Julian saying inexplicably throwing an interception, which I don't know who he was throwing to or what he was doing on that play, because
Yeah.
nobody was open. And he had a inefficient, kind of a wild day for him, and he only completed 81% of his passes for 300 yards.
Right.
So it's like, it's wild. It just on another. I watched JJ McCarthy throw for below 50% today. I think he was 20 of 42 with three interceptions for Minnesota, and I'm just like, oh my God. Julian Sayin is going to be the first pick in the draft. I'm telling you, he's going to be the first pick in the
It's looking like it.
2026. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be the first pick in the draft. And we're going to watch him for the next 15 years, just dotting up guys in the NFL, because he is so freaking good. He is so good. He's so talented. He's so composed. And, he went out there, and like I said, he did not have a good game for him. I mean, he missed Max Clare. He missed a couple throws he doesn't typically mix, and he still was unbelievable. So despite all the Mendoza glazing going on by your favorite Gus Johnson, he I think he's still a betting favorite to win the Heisman. I still think he's going to win the Heisman. And
Smith caught
oh,
touchdown.
Sorry. Sorry.
no problem. That pass was pretty good. There was nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with that for sure. But no, I mean, Ohio State did it. I mean, they went out and played really great, from my standpoint, because it's not, every game is different. Every game is like, you're not looking to go into a game and kind of go, what are we going to do, to win 55-0 like Indiana? I mean, Ryan Day wanted to slow the game down, play it at a pace, work on some rushing game stuff, and the diamond formation stuff worked. The velocity stuff with CJ Donaldson and short yardage worked. The counters worked. I thought we got for good play out of four running backs, and
Yeah.
um and we got a lot of guys in the game. We got a lot of guys in the game, which I know people don't understand that, but from a morale standpoint, there is nothing
Big.
better at this time of year than Lincoln Keenholz and got coming to. It's one thing if Lincoln just put on the uniform, showered afterwards, and went outside and ate the team pizza and got on the bus and drove. He scored a touchdown. He scored a touchdown. You see how excited the guys were. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that brings the team together. And I know people don't see that because they're like, "Oh, that touchdown should have gone to this guy. This could have padded this guy's stat or could have done that." Man, getting guys like that touches, getting guys like that reps, getting guys like that scores, that helps the whole room. And I love the way that Ryan Day is playing playing it to perfection, and ready to go 10-0 this weekend against UCLA.
Yep. There's the Lincoln run right there. Yeah. And I text Nevada in our chat because Nevada's he hasn't been the biggest. Hey, this package is Tate Martellish. I get it. But that was executed perfectly, and he agreed. And if we can throw off of that, which I know Lincoln is very capable of throwing a slant or an out, or he can throw it to Jeremiah Smith if the defense overcommits to what they think is coming, which is a Q run. I'm very confident he can execute. But yeah, I mean, just from a
Okay,
recap
no,
standpoint, yeah,
and I hate to interrupt you, but can we just talk
go
about
ahead.
that, because it's such a great point.
Yeah,
That play where he ran it in, if he hands the ball to CJ Donaldson, that
stuffed.
guy that met CJ Donaldson is called a free hitter, and he hits
Yeah,
CJ Donaldson, because they have one more guy than we have blockers. That's not bad offensive line play. That's not, fire Tyler Bowen. That's not the revenge of stud. That's numbers. They have more numbers than you do. When he doesn't hand it off to him and instead follows him the way that Tim Tebow used to do it at Florida,
yeah,
now you equate numbers, and instead of being hit in the hole, CJ Donaldson hits him in the hole because you've equated numbers, and Lincoln goes into the end zone nearly untouched.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the quarterback run. That's why I love the quarterback run so much, because you can equate numbers. If they're going to bracket JJ, they're having to play man to man. You've got numbers on the inside, and you can score, and you can score easily. Everything doesn't need to be like the way we scored against Notre Dame 2 years ago on when Notre Dame, remember when they only had 10 players on the field when Freeman
Yeah.
forgot to put players on the field, and we still got, how much did we get in that by, like 6 inches or something
Yeah.
like that?
Barely.
Barely. So it's like, it doesn't need to be that way. Like if you run the quarterback, you can equate numbers, and that play, to me, nothing sums it up better than that play. If CJ's got the ball, we're all complaining about CJ running high, the offensive line stinking. What are we doing? Instead, he's the blocker, and Lincoln waltzes into the end zone. That's why I like the quarterback run. Sorry for interrupting you, B, but I just wanted to call out your excellent point on that thing, because that was a huge play for me as the biggest fan of the quarterback run on the planet.
No, that's a great interjection because CJ Donaldson, he plows dude. I mean, it's like moves him like easy. So yeah, that's a great point. So as far as my recap, I have some thoughts. I got some notes here, and I can kind of stop in between for reaction. Number one, Carnell Tate is fine. Okay, let's get it out the way. He could have played. He's fine. We rotated a bunch of kids, especially early. 8 different offensive linemen, 4 different backs. I mean, we rotate. It was a scrimmage. This was an away game scrimmage, like Nevada said. It just was. Now, on my notes, who played well? Brandon Ennis and Bryson Rogers played well, y'all. Don't sleep on Brandon Ennis playing well. We may need him. Okay, I know Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, they're going to be the key cogs, even Claire. But when you get into a playoff situation or a team up north situation, whatever, and you need something and things aren't working quite like they normally do, you might need a guy like Brandon Ennis to move the sticks for you. And he's been playing well. Edric Houston is coming on. He started this game. He's coming on. And, you know, it's just good. It's great to see because I think he's really, really talented. But he's had some issues, you know, just really being consistent. I'm not going to go into detail, but the point is he's coming on at the right time. To the point about the running backs, I wanted to say this. With the first series where we start out and Sayin was sacked, this is a reminder of why pass pro is so important, Nevada. And I'll stop after this for you to respond before I go any further. But pass pro is so important. Isaiah West, he ran hard. He looked really good running the ball. But that was on him. Linebacker blitz came. He could not hold up. Sayin was sacked. We had guys open downfield. And so I just wanted to remind people why you see a CJ Donaldson out there more in certain cases is because of that. And so that's something West can work on film and stuff like that. But that was a perfect example of why you see a Donaldson out there instead, Nevada.
Well, yeah, and it's like last year. I mean, we watched Trey Henderson and Quinshon just decapitate people in pass protection. I mean, literally kill guys. And it was one of the reasons why I loved Trey so much as a player, and loved seeing him today in the NFL just absolutely tear it up like he did. But yeah, no, CJ's become that guy. CJ's become like when CJ's back there, I generally get the feel that we're going to be passing. You know, that's generally a giveaway, but he's a really good pass protector, because that Isaiah West play was not, that's not what, that could end the season for us if if Julian Sayin gets rolled up on because Isaiah West wasn't stout enough to stay in there in the hole. And that's, yeah, that to me, fumbling and not being able to protect the quarterback are the two unforgivable sins for a running back. You can fix everything else, but if you have one of those two things, or you're a fumbler or you can't pass protect, man, that's a problem. So CJ's quietly becoming a valuable part of this team. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That I like the way he's running. Not everybody's going to be freaking Eddie George. Not everybody's going to be Keith
Thank you.
Byers. But you can be a great addition to. I do that on all the teams that I would coach. I'm like, not everybody's going to be the star quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But you can be a valuable member of the team.
Yes.
If you're a basketball player, you don't need to score to be valuable. You can be the guy that rebounds. You can be the guy that sets screens. You can be the, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you can be the great defensive player. That's the kind of stuff that you can do. And it's like, I just think that CJ Donaldson, like, he started to grow on me. I mean, he started growing. Like I'm
Same.
watching him, and I'm like, dude, I really like what you're bringing to this team.
Yep.
And he brings a toughness and an attitude and pass protection. He's a fierce blocker, and I certainly appreciate that and appreciate the little contributions that he's making to the team.
I 100% agree. And again, with the chat, going back and forth, that was kind of my point. Is like, I know he's not dynamic, but if you look at his body of work, like, just take away CJ Donaldson out of this offense and just think about it. I mean, he has the most, he has the most rushing touchdowns. He's the most reliable around the goal line. He's the best blocker. He can catch well out of the backfield. No, he's not Henderson or Judkins, but he's solid and he has a role and he helps this team. And so I agree. I agree. I love CJ Donaldson. Keep it up. It looks like he's running with lower pad level as well. You see in his touchdowns, you can see his leg drive. He has lower pad level as he's driving. He's not letting guys stand him up as much. Clearly, he's learning from that. And if he can keep doing that, he's really going to be good. So yeah, that's a very good point. And then also, I was going to say in my notes, all the backs ran hard. I mean, Bo Jackson, they all ran hard. Peoples is really good out of the backfield. He's money in the flat, picking up a first down. He's running harder. You see, there's more confidence. He may never be great like an elite back, but I think he could be a really good back. And I see Ryan Day is pushing him and working on him. But listen, also, I'll say this and I'll stop, is that the run game after rewatch, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Were there some plays where I was frustrated with some breakdown on the O-line, or, like Isaiah West missed, well, that wasn't a run play, I'm sorry, but just missed blocks and like different things happening. It's usually just one guy missing, or this broke down over here, but for the most part, I saw some good things with the run, and it wasn't as bad as people thought it was, I guess, when you're watching it. I saw some good things. Jeremiah Smith, Nevada, barely touched that guy on that 75-yard. I mean, he barely touched him. It was almost like, how a guy's already kind of out of position diving? It was almost like that, and Jeremiah Smith was just on his back a little bit. It was like he was already going that direction anyway. Did you peek that?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those ones that I think it looked worse than it was, and it
Definitely.
was that was a 50-50 call. They could have kept the thing in their pocket, but when you're playing an outman team like Purdue, they're going to throw it on us. I
Yeah.
mean, I just I felt that was kind of inevitable, but it's funny how take away a long run like that, which is people like to do. They'll be like, if he didn't have those two long runs, he's only averaged 3 yards a carry, that kind of thing.
Right.
But long runs are part of the equation. That's part of that's part of the hits. And we had that long run in we have pretty gaudy rushing stats. But I'm with you. I actually liked the rushing attack yesterday, and that I know that's a minority view, but I was pleased with it. I thought it took a very positive step forward. Wasn't perfect, wasn't ideal, but I can see the creativity. I can see what they're trying to do, and
Right.
I think we can. I think we can run the ball, you know, sufficiently to win. I mean, when LSU won the national championship, one of the greatest teams that anybody ever seen in 2019, they were 60th in the country in rushing the football. 60th.
Keep
You
bringing that
don't
point out, Nevada, please,
you
please.
you don't need to be a great rushing team to win the national championship. We have 3 games left in the regular season. 3. At home this week against UCLA, at home in 2 weeks against Rutgers, and then at Ann Arbor. After that, every game's in a dome. Every game's in a dome. You know what I'm saying? So the idea that, well, you have to rush the football because it's going to be snowy and you're going to be, no, it's not. It's not. It's going to be 70 degrees and climate controlled for the
Yep.
rest of us going forward. So, like, you don't need to play bully ball to where there's lots of different paths that you can use to the national championship. You can run to set up the pass. You can pass, set up the run. You can pass to set up the pass. And frankly, if I'm Ohio State, I'm passing to set up the pass to set up the pass because I want to see guys cover all of our dudes. And I think we're an exceptional pass blocking team. We're showing a screen game now, which if Tegra makes that block, Peoples
Mm,
goes into the end zone on that. And we've got
yes.
some other screen packages for Claire. They want to run the screens as well. And then look at those freaking wide receivers, Ennis and Tate and JJ and Mylan and Quincy and Bryson Rogers,
Rogers, yeah.
Roger, what I'm saying? So it's like that you see the next one's coming. So good luck stopping that, and I love the way that it's trending. I think that we're improving at the key spots. Frankly, my biggest concern, and I wrote this in my 7 uncomfortable truths column today, my biggest concern is the pass rush. And not that it's not a concern that I don't think we can change it, but it's confusing because it doesn't even seem like sometimes we're trying. And I understand the concept of cage rushing, and but like we let the quarterback escape contain several times yesterday, and that wasn't like the most elusive, nimble, and quick. That wasn't Lamar Jackson playing quarterback yesterday. That was like Lamar Hundley or something like that, or whatever. But like I'm not quite sure what we're doing. And it seems like when we're in a standard front, when I mean by standard front is two traditional defensive linemen, two defensive ends. So not Arvell Reese, standing up defensive end. We have trouble generating a pass rush. And I have faith in Matty Patricia to get that figured out? Yes, 100% I do. But I think that's the first world problem that we have right now is we're not generating enough out. To me, that's a bigger concern than the running game, than right guard, than the punter, than anything else like that, is getting that thing because we're going to play some teams in the future that can throw the football, and you got to be able to disrupt the quarterback and disrupt the timing, to make moves on that. And that's my number one concern.
Yeah, that's funny you brought that up because that's my next bullet point. So I agree. First of all, I agree with it. And I'm thinking, do we differ? I don't think we differ. Like after rewatching the game, Nevada, I'll say this. I will give the Purdue quarterback more credit. Like I'll give him credit than I originally gave him. He was actually pretty crafty. We didn't bring much pressure like blitzing. Let me see. We blitzed what 2 or 3 times in the first half. We brought linebackers. We brought some pressure, and he was able to get out of the back door a few times. He was able to find the back door. Now, obviously, as a team, as coaches and on film, you're saying, okay, we have to clean that up. Even though he did a good job of finding the back door, we have to make sure that door he can't find it. We got to shut that door. But yes, a lot of it was very cage rushy. Watching the game, we were sitting back in coverage a lot. There was a lot of sim pressure where we would come up on the line and then drop back. And dude, he would either find a way to get out of there or throw it away or incomplete. One time he threw a pick. But yes, still, even with that, I want to see us get more pressure, even in those situations where we're trying to keep contained. And I want us to be able to shut that door of him getting out. I'll give him credit because he was a little more crafty than I thought after rewatch. But at the same time, that can't happen, right? It's like you give credit to the opponent for, okay, that was a good play. But guess what? If we do our job better here, we can shut that down. So I think it's both and. But yes, I agree, Nevada. We need to tighten that up for sure down the stretch.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you're playing. I mean, look, that's true against any quarterback, but that's you got Underwood coming up, you got Mendoza coming up. You've got guys that you're going to need to really attend to, and
Yeah.
the good news is there's never been a coordinator that I have more. I mean, maybe guys I have as much faith in, but nobody I've ever had more faith in than Matty Patricia to figure that out. Yeah, I mean, he's a genius, literally a genius, and he sees the film. They know what they got to do. I'm still kind of in awe of this. I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on Ohio State football. I do this for a living on these particular teams, and I would have bet you $1 to a donut that Ohio State defense was good this year, but not number one. It was just a question of how far they would fall.
Same.
And that was not disrespect. That was just like, man, we lost 8 guys. We lost our entire starting front four. We lost Cody Simon. We lost Lathan Ransom. We lost Jordan Hancock. We lost Denzel Burke. All guys that are playing regularly in the NFL right now. How can you possibly do it? And they're better. I mean,
Yeah.
that may be the most perplexing thing, wonderfully perplexing thing that I've ever seen covering Ohio State football because I'm an optimist by nature, but even as an optimist, I didn't see that one coming. So I'm not worried about our ability to figure things out and make the fixes that we need, because the performance this year has just been absolutely stunning and way surpassed my expectations.
Same. I thought. I mean, listen. I pushed back against the notion that our defense would be not good. You know, some people are just haters and they prey on our downfall. But I definitely didn't think it would be this good. I thought it would be good. Like, no, we got guys coming back. We got Caleb Downs. Arvell Reese looked good last year. You know, Sonny Star. I mean, like, I kept like, no, we're going to be good. But this good, yeah, I agree with you. And you know, it's just been amazing. And real quick on the Mendoza, yeah, like a guy like Mendoza and even Underwood, who is fake elusive. Watching him even get past some defenders, it boggles me. We gonna blast that dude if he even tries to leak out the pocket. But again, the other thing, Riley Pettyjohn was in there early as well. We had young guys in there, and so out of position sometimes. Arvell Reese, we're going to spy. Like I was talking to my guys yesterday about this, Nevada. I don't think we're going to spy Mendoza the whole game like he's Williams from Washington. But on third down, that's when he likes to scramble. That's where he picks up and moves the chains. So I can see us spying on third down to make sure he doesn't get out the back door. And yeah, we'll turn the heat up against those other teams and tighten that up. Because again, yesterday was very scrimmagey. Not excuse. We still should not an excuse. We still should shut that down. But still, we're definitely going to heat them up down the stretch. I definitely agree. And I have one more point, and we can shift into super chats if you want to after that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we just got to avoid the third down and long, throw it towards the opponent's sideline, and have the entire sideline scream for an interference call on Davison,
Yeah.
because I mean, yeah, that's just, I mean, it's almost like Ohio State should flip him to Ohio State side every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like when he's on the other sideline, he's so aggressive, and they're just screaming at the officials for the call, and those officials just get talked into it every single time. Doesn't
Yep.
matter how incidental, how much, like he's going to get called for that time and time. That's what I do. If I saw Davison on that sideline with my guy, I throw a back shoulder route every time, throw it to him, and know that Davison's going to be hanging on him, and just tell everybody inside, start screaming pass interference as soon as the ball's in the air, and you're going to get the call.
So true. Because I even thought the other one was kind of the one that he did get called for was ticky tack. But I know he's a marked man because he has a reputation. But you're right. Flip like, hey, Jermaine, switch. You know what I'm saying? Like on the third down where you see it coming. But the other thing I was going to say at my last point about the notes is that look at your boy Jaden Fielding getting his confidence. He hit a record for his long kicks, 49 yards, and then he hits a 45 yarder. So to me, special teams, that was very big to see for his confidence and for this team because again, he's never hit a field goal that long, and we may need him to do that. And so that was exciting, Nevada. I'm sure you agree.
Well, and I don't know if you saw how far that one was in the net, that 49 yarder. That thing would have
Yeah,
been good from
yeah,
60. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
for
I mean, that
sure.
was a bomb. That was a bomb. So yeah, no, he's got the big leg. He's he's perfect on extra points. He's 11 for 13 on field goals, and he's quietly putting together a terrific season for Ohio State. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm real excited about him for sure.
Yep. And then before we move to super chats, real quick, man. I know, and I even saw it a little bit in the chat. Listen, I said this yesterday on the post game. The Heisman banter stuff does not really matter right now because what happens on the field, I believe, is going to tell the tale most likely. But yes, I agree. The Gus Johnson hand Mendoza the Heisman right now was ridiculous, Nevada. After playing subpar, not saying outplaying him against that same defense, and then they get a miracle play, in your words, miracle play in the end to get them to win. It's just like, come on, man. Like Mendoza's good. Listen, I like Mendoza. He's good, but come on, man, Nevada.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody used the analogy in our chat on our board about the guy that sets the fire, the arsonist who sets the fire, and then he comes back as the fireman to put it out. I mean, the reason that game was in jeopardy is
Right.
because Mendoza stunk, and as it was, his numbers weren't particularly gaudy. The last play was literally a prayer. He just threw it up. The guy made an unbelievable play and toe tap to bail them out. Uh, but you know, the good news is I don't I no matter what Gus Johnson brays out there that's not going to define it. It's going to come down to the Michigan. I mean, everybody, all
Yeah.
eyes are going to be on the Michigan game and on the Big Ten championship game. And if Julian plays well in those, he doesn't need to be a superstar, but if he does, if he just does what he's done all year for us, give him the Heisman. Just give him the Heisman because he's going to blow those guys away. Now, if he doesn't, if the moment's too big for him, or if Mendoza comes in and shreds our defense for, you know, 5 touchdowns and 600 yards pass, then we'll just, tip our hat to him and kind of go there. But I don't think Gus Johnson, who hates Ohio State, so whether there's any doubt in your mind, if you're listening to this and you're watching and you listen to Gus Johnson, he's a Michigan fan. He hates Ohio State. He said that the best moments of his life have been the past 4 years when Michigan has beat Ohio State. That's what he said. So the fact that he would denigrate a back, damning with faint praise, Julian Sayin by endorsing Mendoza for the Heisman, not surprising at all. That's what he hates Ohio State, and I'm not even sure why he calls our games because I think he's disgusting. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it was dumb. And he needs to drink some tea. Somebody make him some tea during the game because I'm tired of hearing his voice crack. Every big call, your voice is cracking. Come on, man. Anyway, so super chats. Mark, what's up, brother? From WC. Thanks for being a Scoop Ultra member. Thanks for the $4.99. Buckeye Nation showed up and showed out in West Lafayette. OH, Nevada? Yeah, I knew that was coming. West Lafayette, it's an easy drive from here, a little over 2 hours. And yeah, when I first saw the pregame, scarlet everywhere. It was crazy. But yeah, that's basically Columbus, West Lafayette, Columbus. We always pack it out there. And I know you went to the game and I know you enjoyed it. But yeah, Nevada, anything on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Ohio State fans just travel so well, and for stadiums like that where the home fans aren't particularly, rabid, and you can grab up those tickets, they'll do that. Um, I- Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but next year Ohio State plays at USC. I expect there to be a sizable Ohio State contingent out there at the USC game because you want to talk about a place. The only place that has got as many Ohio State fans is the Midwest is the West Coast because all those transplanted Midwesterners that are out there, man, they love their Buckeyes and they'll come out in mass. So yeah, it was great to see him in West Lafayette this weekend, and that stuff really helps and really helps out the team. So I appreciate you guys going.
Yeah, for sure. All right, John M. Thanks for the 4.99. Looks like Cheatigan may come into the game with only 2 losses. Is that because they are improving or because their schedule is weak? All right, so I'll go first. I don't think they're improving. I mean, looking at their schedule, all right, so they got throttled by Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Okay, they had New Mexico, lost to Oklahoma, Central Michigan, barely beat Nebraska, who is a solid, they're good to okay team. Got throttled at USC. They beat Washington. Washington was dumb. It was a close game at first, and they just start going for it on 4th down every time and just being dumb. And they lost that game. They beat them 20-7. Beat Sparty, and then barely beat Purdue. Okay. They're still at Northwestern. To me, Nevada, these at Northwestern and at Maryland games, Michigan better be on it because I think those could be dicey as well. Those could be close, dicey games or potential losses. But yes, to me, it's part of the schedule, but also, like I still think these Northwestern and Maryland games are not gimmies. Nevada, what you think?
Well, one, look, so far they haven't played Ohio State. They didn't
Right.
play Penn State. They didn't play Iowa, and they
Oregon,
didn't
Iowa,
and they
yeah.
didn't and they didn't play Oregon. So it's kind of like, I mean, that's well, I mean, only 2 losses. I mean, the total regular season total for them was 9.5, and so right now they're trending to the under because they ain't going to win. They're not going to beat Ohio State, and
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. Their next 2 games are absolutely going to be hell games for them.
Yep.
Those games are going to be very, very difficult. They're a team that does not play well on the road because they're bullies, and they're not going to be able to. They're going to go out there And I'm telling you, Northwestern's could be triggered. Same, so could Maryland. So
Yep.
I completely agree. So yeah, so the answer to the post is they were able to avoid all the big boys up until they get Ohio State at the end, and they've slipped by. They're still underperforming, and I think very well they could drop one of these games and then drop another one, and then go 8-4 and then play some meaningless bowl game and have another back-to-back 5-loss season for Michigan, and that's kind of becoming the norm for those guys now.
Yep. That's right. Like, don't sleep on these next 2 games before Ohio State, because again, no Justice Haynes. Let one of these coaches really scheme it up and stop their run and make Underwood throw, because I think Marshall is a solid. He's an okay, solid back. He's not great. He's not elite. He's okay. Justice Haynes is a better back. He's a really good back. And so I'm just saying, you get in a situation where they can't run the ball as well without Justice Haynes, and Underwood has to make plays downfield on the road, and don't let there be weather. I'm just saying. So, but either way, yes, they holding that L up in the Big Louse on the 29th regardless. Last year ain't this year. For y'all who want to talk back, oh, that's what you did last year. Last year ain't this year. Okay? Ryan Day last year ain't this year's Ryan Day. I keep trying to tell y'all, watch what happens. I cannot wait. Mike Green, what's up, good brother? Thanks for the $4.99. Listen, we will be hated no matter what we do. It pays to toll us or to troll us. I think you meant troll us. Julian has the best deep ball percentages and still no respect. Yep. It's been amazing. Another thing I was talking to my guys about earlier, and I've been saying this on the pods, in little spots, Nevada, but like what you notice activity for people who are on social media a lot. You see the pages, the different fan pages and the different posts and the comment sections. You see trends of different activities. The biggest trend right now is that the SEC fans, by the droves, Nevada, they're littering the comment sections with another cupcake, another high school team. Ohio State doesn't play. I mean, it's like they met up behind the scenes with marching orders to just spam the internet with this propaganda. And I said earlier to my guy, they know the SEC fans, they're already feeling a type of way because they haven't won the last 2 natties, right? And you got Sayin up for Heisman. Ohio State is looking like a monster. They were pronounced dead before the season, which are Paul Feinbaum's saying Texas was going to blow them out in the shoe. Remember that take and other takes like that? So the SEC fans feel the power grip continuing to slip. And so they're panicking and they're reacting and they're trying to get out in front of what they fear is coming, which is another potential Ohio State national championship. So yeah, it's tilted up. The hate and the propaganda and anything to take away from Sayin and his Heisman candidacy, all of that is just like Ohio State is the enemy. We must stop them. They are the biggest threat to us. And so, yeah, I'll just say that, Nevada. It's been crazy. But again, like you said, keep doing what you're doing, Julian, and especially up in the Big Blouse. If you cut them up like we believe you will, I don't believe none of that. Well, first of all, none of that matters anyway. But I think that's going to really be the deciding factor.
Well, yeah, and for your weekly Julian Sayin update right now, Julian Sayin is completing 80.9% of his passes. The next highest in all of college football is 72.7. So 80.9 to 72.7, despite having the second longest yards per attempt in the country. So he is statistically. So this is not a value. This is not like a subjective opinion. This is an objective. I'm giving you the math on this. From a math standpoint, he is the greatest deep ball thrower in the history of college football. Since they've been covering this stat, he is the highest percentage deep ball of anybody that's ever played college football. That's just so you can draw your own conclusions by it or whatever it is. But yeah, you are seeing somebody that is, generationally good, all time good. That's what we're seeing out there. And I think because he's a baby face, and he's a babyface assassin. He doesn't look the part. That I think people are having a hard time processing the historical impact of what he's doing out there right now.
Yeah.
And one of the announcers, I don't think it was Jake, but I can't remember who it was, but somebody was saying something today about him being a system, or yesterday being a system quarterback, or the Ohio State system. And it's like, a system quarterback is Brock Purdy, a quarterback that can step into a West Coast offense, throw the balls that are running back to guys that are wide open, or little swing passes out. Just do the man. Julian is a gunslinger, man. He can throw the ball. He can make every throw. Like when he goes back and he's throwing the deep shot. Tell me, BMO, is your first thought when he's going back? Oh, he's going to complete it, or that you're not sure where the ball's going. My question is, how perfect is the ball going to be? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like his first incompletion went to Mylan Graham, hit him right in the hands. And Mylan just dropped it. It's like, so he is so freaking good right now. And that's why any of this other talk about Ohio State, I mean, man, Ohio State is not showing, sometimes as an Ohio State fan, we know Ohio State better than anybody. And we can say we have a little insecurity deep down about, wow, what if we had to play the SEC schedule, or how could we doing this, right? Dude, we ran train on the SEC last year in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We violated them. We violated every SEC team we play. We violated Texas this year. So like, there's nothing that Ohio State has. The only thing Ohio State's playing against is themselves. If Ryan Day stays true to themselves, the team stays true to themselves. Nobody can stand in the way of this team from going back to back. And so all the SEC fan stuff about, it bothers me not even a little bit, because I know how good this team is. And if we play our game, we are the boogeyman this year, and nobody can play with us.
Yep. And to answer your question, it's the opposite of what I felt when occasionally your boy Kyle McCord would drop back.
Oh man,
I would be nervous. And listen, and Syracuse Kyle McCord, he did improve. He got a little better, but at Ohio State, there were times I was just like, I was nervous. I was like, now with Julian Sayin, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm waiting for it. Like this past with Purdue with Jeremiah Smith, when he went back and dropped back and rocked and cocked it back, I was like, "Ooh, there's something pretty back there." And the camera just panned to it, and I was like, "There it is." You could just tell how it just left his hand. You just knew it was about to be a dime. So there's your answer. I feel awesome when he's back there throwing the ball. So yeah, all the other stuff you said is great and true and fantastic. And I do think people are really struggling with just grasping what they're seeing. They're grasping what they're seeing. And it's just like they're still hesitating. But again, those who watch film and know ball and look at this, they say, okay, yeah, okay, enough is enough. This kid he's really, really good. He's only going to get better. And it's just give him his props, man. It's just bottom line. Yes, he has more work to do to really solidify, certain things, but what he's done historically so far is already it's just fact. It's not some opinion from analyst to analyst. It's fact, like Nevada said. So anyway, I don't know if you got anything on that before I go to the last super chat, brother.
No, it's enjoy the show, because it's going to be over way too soon.
Yep. Well said. Mike Green, once again, brother, thanks for the $4.99. Look what happened to Indiana when the fastball wasn't fast enough. Undefeated record was on life support. Yeah. I mean, and again, I'm glad they won. I want Signetti to be as, pompous and arrogant and Google me as he's ever been. I want Indiana fans, which I didn't know they had fans until recently, with the way they've been talking is insane. I want all of that. I want 1 versus 2. I want all the pomp and circumstance. So a part of me, I would have laughed, my butt off if they would have lost, and they should have lost. But I'm kind of glad they won, Nevada. And Nevada mentioned this yesterday in the post game. Strength of schedule, like the matchups, everything that comes along with it is beneficial to us. So yeah, but to your point, Mike Green, they can be touched. And they're well coached. They have a good team. I respect them. But boy, oh boy, they do not. I'm telling you, Penn State has some athletes. They're reeling right now and all that. I know that, but they still got some NFL bodies. And we saw that up against Indiana. And wait till Indiana gets up against our NFL bodies on a fast track in Indianapolis. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, no, there's no question that them winning was better for us. And we talked about it on the post game. I mean, in the unlikely event we get to the Big Ten championship game, it's a 1-2, and we lose that game, we're still going to end up as the 2 or 3 seed because they're not going to punish you that much for losing a Big Ten title game against the 2 seed. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, for Ohio State, had they slipped a 9 or 10, that may be a different equation. But, as we want them to be undefeated when we play them, because it just it takes any of the drama of seeding out of the game for us when we play them. And the 12 team playoff is such a crapshoot in terms of what the easiest path is. You don't know if it's going to be an easier path being the 1 seed, the 3 seed. You don't know,
Right.
because
True.
last year so you might as well just throw your hands up in the air, and you just want to get one of the top 4 ones so you get the bye, because you get the bye, that means you don't have to play that game. And I think that's a good thing. And if we're 1 versus 2 versus Indiana, we're guaranteed getting a bye in the first round, no matter what happens in that game. That's why we wanted them to win. So I was happy.
Yep, agreed. And so as we close out here, I see y'all in the chat. Yeah, listen, amen to the chat. The season has gone too fast. We have 3 regular season games left, y'all. 3. That's it. And then it's postseason time. And so cherish every game. Let's enjoy this UCLA game. Nico coming into the cold, chilly shoe at night. I cannot wait. And so just reminding y'all, enjoy this. Enjoy everything. We are blessed here at Buckeye Nation. The haters are going to hate, but it does not matter. They see what's coming down the tracks and they're trying to stop it, but they're not going to stop it. And so, Nevada, unless you got anything, last thing, we can go ahead and hop off, man. And
Do we have a long range weather forecast for next Saturday? Is B Moses checked the long range weather forecast? Yeah, I'm just checking.
So what's funny? What's funny? In my Doppler Moses brain here, because it's snowing here now in Columbus. It's snowing.
Okay.
It's not like it's not going to stick probably, but it's snowing. It's going to snow tomorrow. And then I was thinking, like, man, is our unprecedented run of great weather going to end? And then I looked, and right now, as of now, 59, no precipitation on Saturday night. So low 50s on Saturday night. That's great football weather.
That's great football weather.
That's perfect. But a part of me, though, Nevada, I wanted it to drop down to like 37, just so Nico can just see Ghost again and PTSD. I was in that stadium that night when those idiot Tennessee guys were running around with their shirts off, looking like goofies. I mean, I want him to have a flashback, but either way, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get after him, but it's a pretty good weather night once again,
Okay.
Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
BMO's delivering a solid weather report. We'll have to check with you through the week, and keep your eye on the Doppler at all times. Let me know how it's going.
Absolutely, man. I'm on it. And again, Amazon gift shop, Dopplers and barometers, just put me on your list so I can get that going. But anyway, listen, always fun. I'm about to go, Nevada. I'm about to go. I gotta listen. All I've eaten today is crackers and mashed potatoes. So I need to go eat something and lay down and just chill and get ready for tomorrow, because I'm wore out right now.
Chicken noodle soup, man. Chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, maybe all that broth right now.
How about a 7-Up? A 7-Up with that?
Yeah, I've been doing a 7-Up. But it's like
Sprite. You doing Sprite or Mellow Yellow or 7-Up? Doing the 7-Up?
I usually do 7-Up, or I do ginger ale. What's the Canada Dry?
Okay, those are both quality choices right there. Those are good job.
Yeah, but I'm tired of it. I want to eat solid, delicious foods, but I got to pace myself because it's just I got to shake this. This is just stupid. But anyway, enough about my ailments. Buckeye Nation, Buckeye Scoop. We love y'all. Always a great time, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, peace. Go Bucks.